Grit is the specific capacity to maintain forward momentum, even when the path is structurally damaged or obscured by total darkness. This raises a difficult question of navigation. How does a climber proceed when the environment itself is built to ensure their failure? Langston Hughes provides a technical answer in his poem Mother to Son, using the text as a structural blueprint for surviving persistent hardship. The poem is built on an extended metaphor, mapping the tactile and physical experience of human struggle onto the image of a dilapidated wooden staircase. This ruined wood stands in direct opposition to the crystal stair, an image representing an idealized, frictionless, and perfectly supported path to success. The poem establishes a premise where the crystal stair is recognized as a fiction for many. In this framework, the only available ground for progress is the broken staircase itself. Langston Hughes occupied a unique position as the poet laureate of Black American life, documenting the specific mechanics of racial and economic struggle. He was a social activist who utilized a direct, accessible writing style to expose structural flaws within the American social landscape. To frame this exposure, Hughes uses a monologue, a first-person narrative where a single speaker addresses an imagined audience. This monologue functions on two distinct levels. It is the literal voice of a mother speaking to her son, while simultaneously projecting a broader historical perspective. This second voice represents the collective experience of Black Americans navigating systemic inequality and generational obstacles. Within this context, the broken stairs are not a matter of chance. They represent the deliberate structural barriers that a climber must scale regardless of their condition. Hughes uses tactile imagery to ensure the reader understands the physical cost of the mother's journey. The mother describes tacks and splinters, lingering irritants beneath the skin. She encounters boards torn up, where support is entirely removed. She highlights places with no carpet, bare, exposing the rough surface, before continuing, goin' in the dark, where there ain't been no light. By focusing on these specific physical and spatial lists, Hughes constructs a psychological profile of continuous, exhausting adversity. The poem reaches its primary structural shift with the line, "But all the time I spin a climate on." The conjunction "but" functions as a hinge. It pivots the poem away from passive suffering and into active momentum. Hughes uses specific dialect, eyes, and a climbin to root this resilience in a specific cultural identity and a continuous present-tense action. Progress is marked by reaching landings and turning corners. Landings offer short intervals of necessary rest, while turning a corner involves navigating into a space where the next set of obstacles remains unseen. Here, resilience is defined as the generation of continuous movement, even when the final destination remains totally obscured. To unify these experiences, Hughes employs repetition, specifically the line, "Life for me ain't been no crystal stair." This line acts as a frame, appearing at the start and conclusion of the stanza to contain the chaos. This repetition serves as a rhythmic baseline, a constant reminder of the starting conditions, regardless of the individual hazards encountered. This structure forces a comparison between the speaker's actual, bare reality and the idealized path she has been denied. By refusing to let the audience forget the stair's nature, Hughes makes the fact of the mother's ascent the central focus of the poem. In the final section, the mother shifts from describing her own history to addressing her son with direct commands. She issues 3 imperatives: don't turn back, don't sit down, and don't fall now. The warning against sitting down targets the temptation of complacency. The mother identifies exhaustion as the most dangerous point of the climb. She grounds these commands in a powerful moment of personal vulnerability, stating, "For I still going, honey." Her ongoing struggle provides the evidence for her son's potential survival. If her movement is still possible, his movement is still possible. These commands are not abstract advice. They are directives earned through the act of survival. We can apply the mother's framework to the obstacles within our own environment. Identifying the specific tacks and splinters in a path is the first step toward navigating them. This requires a specific internal dialogue, a way of processing moments of isolation or failure. As the figure steps out of the book, the poem shifts from literary study to personal directive. It models moving through the door of understanding into the physical reality of the climb. Saying, "I can handle this," directly applies the mother's mental model. Hughes used the poem's structure to engineer a manual for forward momentum, ensuring the message of the climb survived long after the original speaker.